Good morning, good evening, everybody, wherever you are now in the globe. Welcome to my YouTube channel, the channel you need to learn all the professional workflows. Today, we are learning how to create this visual step by step. This Photoshop tutorial will be divided into 2 or maybe 3 parts, so stay tuned. Now, let's roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. Now let's start. Let's hold Ctrl+N to create new document. Let's go to print, choose size A4 in millimeter. We are going to change this after. Resolution will be 72 for anything will be displayed on screen. Color mode RGB, everything else is okay. Let's press create. Now let's hold Ctrl+Alt+I to change the image size. In height 842 pixels in height and 595 pixels in width is too small. We want at least in width to be 1200 pixels and press OK. Hold Ctrl+0 to show the full visual. Now let's start with placing the first image of Lionel Messi. Go to File, Place Embedded, choose the image of Lionel Messi, press Enter. Now let's double click on this icon and let's start separating or selecting the subject from the background. Okay, let's start. We are going to do this by pen tool. Now I'm going to speed this up. There's a lot of tutorial on YouTube about how to use pen tool professionally, so I recommend any of these videos. And now let's speed it up. Welcome back, guys. Now I have done the selection and we have separated Lionel Messi from the background. Okay, let's place it. I think this is size maybe a little bit big. Hold Ctrl+D for transform. Make it a little bit smaller around the middle of the canvas. Press enter. Now let's add a background. File, place embedded, choose the stadium image. I think I will give you these assets. Make it a bit larger, hold enter, move the layer to underneath the main subject layer. Okay, I think this is good. Maybe yes, I think this is good. Now we want to fill this space, so we are going to use another sky image and we are going to blend them together. Again, File, Place Embedded, choose the other sky image, make it big. Yes. Okay, I think this is good. Move it under the stadium image. I think they have the same sizes, this cloud and this cloud. Let's match the colors. At the sky image, let's hold Ctrl+U to have the hue saturation panel, and let's reduce the saturation and the value and change the hue to give. Yes, I think we are going in the right direction. Yes, maybe increase the saturation, maybe. Yes, I think this is maybe good. Press OK. We are going to add a layer mask to the stadium layer. Add layer, click B to brush tool, hold Alt and right click to make the brush smaller or bigger. Let's make the opacity 20%. Let's make the opacity 20% and let's start brushing parts of the sky of the original image. Yes. Okay, I think it is blending the sky layer. Ctrl+T for transform, make it bigger. Again, yes, I think this is better. double click on this hue saturation, maybe increase the value or the lightness a bit. I think this is much better. Again, we have this line, so let's remove it. Click the mask layer, B for brush tool, and yes, let's brush it out. Okay, I think we are going in the right direction. Maybe this here area here is a bit darker here, so let's add a layer above the two stadium and the sky layer. B for brush tool, choose hold alt to eyedropper tool, choose this color. Okay, and with 10% opacity, let's brush, give it some stroke, make it bigger. Okay, I think yes, this is good. Let's see before and after. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, now in this area, this is a little bit lighter, but this is not, so let's add another layer. B for brush tool, press D to return this back to the default, press X to switch between black and white, and let's start maybe 5% opacity. Okay, and let's brush. Yes, give it some strokes. I think this is good. Okay, let's group all this together. Click in the first layer, hold shift, choose the last layer, hold Ctrl plus G to group them, and let's rename this to Stadium. Okay, now what we are going to do now, let's add a solid color and let's make it black or maybe dark gray. Change the blending mode to multiply to separate the main subject of the from the background. Let's reduce opacity a bit. This is all creative decisions, guys, so you can do whatever you think it is suitable. I think 75 or maybe 65 is good. Okay, I think it is good. Now let's add the text. Press T to, or this icon to text tool. Let's write Leo, enter, Messi, Ctrl plus A to select all, increase the size of the font, change this to auto, click this icon. Yes, I think this is good. Let's change, first of all, let's reduce this space between two and let's make it like 50. Maybe no, 50 is too small. Let's increase it. Okay, I think this 220 is good. Let's change the font. In the original visual, I used a font called Branding SF. Let's choose, okay, maybe yes, this one, and let's make it all caps. Okay, this is a lot better. Okay, now let's change the font. I don't like it that much, so let's use another one called Bebas Noya, bold. Yes, increase the spacing. Okay, this is much better. Hold Ctrl plus T for transform, make it touch this edge and make it bigger. Okay, I think this is good and it is readable. When you see this part, you know it says Leo Messi because he is too famous, so you are going to catch his name easily. We're going to change the blending mode to soft light. Okay, it is better, but I think it is too light. I'm going to duplicate this layer by holding Ctrl plus J. Yes, I think this is good, and let's duplicate it another time, but this time above the main subject Leo Messi. Hold Alt and drag above the main layer. Okay, we are going to mask the new layer to the main subject. How we can do this? By holding Ctrl and pressing the icon of the layer. We have this selection, and choose the layer of the text layer and choose this icon. We are going to create a mask layer. Okay, now let's see this. We have white, which is the text is visible in this area, of the body of the main subject, and black, the text is not visible in the area outside the body. Okay, let's see this. Hold Control, click on the mask. Yes, now you can see the Martian ants of the mask, and this. Okay, hold Control plus D for deselection. Now it's a movement poster, so we need to add some dynamic to the text. How we can do this? First of all, click this icon link here to separate the mask from the layer, and choose this layer and all the three text layer. Control plus T for transform, hold Control for this, and let's choose it like this and move it to the center. Yes, I think this is good. Maybe a little bit more. Again, Control plus T, hold Control, and like this. I think this is much better. Okay, now this is cool, but I don't like this part of text on his face. So how we can remove this? Choose the mask layer, press B for brush tool, make it smaller, and choose black color, and with 10% opacity brush, let's start brushing. Yes, I think this is much better. We don't want to interfere with the main subject face. Okay, let's add the shadow or the extension of the text. Let's choose any layer of the text like this one, duplicate it by holding Alt and drag it down. Control plus T for transform, Control here, and let's drag it down like this. Okay, let's move it up, 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 up. Yes, I think let's match it. Again, how we can do this? Let's zoom in and let's move it up. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, Control T for transform, hold this down a bit. Yes, we are going to give it some perspective, like it's an arrow here, closer to the text, and it is wide at the end. How we can do this? Choose the layer, Control T for transform, right click. We want to choose perspective, but it's dimmed. So how we can fix this? By converting this layer to smart object layer. Let's press enter, right click on the layer, convert to smart object. Again, press Control plus T, right click. Now it's visible perspective, and let's choose any corner of those two, and let's make it like this. Maybe more. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, now we want to make this layer fades. Start from here 100% and 0% right here. How we can do this? Let's add a mask layer, G for gradient tool, change the color to the basic black and white, press OK, again G, drag from bottom to top. Yes, maybe a little bit more. Okay, no, I like the first one. Yes, this is much better. Change. Okay, I think this is better. With the blending mode soft light, we have parts of the grass more visible than others, but we can accentuate this, make it better by double clicking on the empty area next to the layer. Okay, and this blend F slider, the underlying layer, hold Alt and let's drag to split it. If we didn't hold Alt and drag, it's going to make it like this. It's going to be harsh, but we don't want it to be harsh. We're going to make it soft. How? By holding Alt and drag. We are splitting this slider. Okay, yes, let's see the overall look. Yes, it is much better. Let's check again how this is affecting the look. Okay, yes, it is much better. Hold Alt again. Yes, it is much better. Okay, now let's add another filter. What filter we are adding? A blur filter. Why? Shadows shadows originally would be sharper closer to the main subject and softer further away from the main subject. So we go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and maybe this is too much. Let's reduce it. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, we want to make the closer to the main text sharp and this faded out or blurred here. How we can do this? Choose the mask layer of the filter, press G for gradient tool, and let's drag again. Yes, it is black here, so it is sharp here and blurred here, but we want to make the opposite, so let's drag from here to here. Yes, we have reached this effect. Yes, look, it is sharp here and softer here. Let's see before and after. Yes, it is much better and much more realistic. Okay, I think this is enough for the first part. In the second part, we are going to show you how we are going to add this color and how to add this cast layer, colored light layer like magenta at the right and left, maybe it is blue. So please stay tuned and watch the second part. Thank you for your time and see you in the part 2 video.